So I turned 30 this year, which to be honest is a little bit disturbing. I mean, there are two different angles you could take with this whole thing. You could either be empowered by the number, or you could be a little freaked out, such as myself. Like I literally, like, how am I not 15 still? I literally feel like a 15-year-old, even though I have a kid, so that'd be a little weird. But like, I feel 15, but I'm not. I'm turning 30. And I wanted to create some videos just around that, like lessons I've learned in my 20s, because I mean, with every lesson is a lot of mistakes, and I've made so many mistakes. But one of the reasons I do feel empowered by being 30, like I truly do, even though it's a little weird, I do feel so much better than I did. Oh my God. Like when I think about me now, 29 turning 30 compared to 19 turning 20, I was just a lost soul. Like, I mean, it's fine. I was in college, but I just didn't know anything. I feel like I was so ignorant. I've learned so much. Like I said, I've made a lot of mistakes, but I wanted to share some of that with you guys surrounding a whole bunch of topics, but I think money is one of the big ones. I have learned so much over the last decade, and I figured I could sit down and chat with you guys about some money mistakes I've made in my 20s. Hopefully you guys cannot make the same ones, and then also some of the things that I think I have done right, and hopefully you guys can go down a similar journey. I mean, right is subjective, right? Like, it's gonna look different for everyone. I'm no expert. I'm just a human who is apparently turning 30. And yes, I did come up with this list incrementally throughout the night. I was up with Decker 3 times, and each time I'm like nursing him, I'm just coming up with more and more things. So this is an unhinged 2, 3, and 5 a.m. list. And let's just go through it. So no, oh my gosh. Okay, number 1, and this one's just a little different, but I just want to say one of the biggest mistakes I made was how cheap I was in college. Like, and we were all like this. I didn't have a ton of money, so we were holding on to our money so tightly to the point where like there was no buying each other a drink. There was no saying, hey, I'll get this cab, which is crazy. I am so old. This is how old I am. Uber did not exist. We had to call cabs. Like, that's insane to think about. Anyway, like there was no like, I'll get this cab, you get the next. It was, I got this cab, pay me to the cent. Like, we were all like that. And I've since become I'm so different with my money, like so different. And like, in effect, I'm not even one of those people who's like, what is it, like manifestation and all that. I'm not like that. But I have found that when I hold on to my money, like so much less like selfishly and tightly, I live a better life. My friends, we are not like that anymore. I think we were just broke college kids who were like, just insane. Number 2, okay, this is just random also. I guess I got a little random in the beginning, and then we get a little, deeper, but all of the extra things I've purchased just to get free shipping. Listen, like paying $8 for shipping sounds insane. Like, are you like, no. But there are times, like I mean, this is happening to me right now. I really want to get Decker a sleep sack. That's all he needs, a new sleep sack. He's a size large, but on the Burt's Bees website, I think I need to get to like $75 for free shipping. The sleep sack is $14.99, and he doesn't need it. He does not need anything else. We just did a huge Old Navy haul. I am literally about to spend like 60 extra bucks just to get the free shipping. Just pay the $8, okay? Like, it's insane. 3, this is huge, not investing soon enough. This is one of those things. I do not know how financial literacy was not taught in school, because this is something that I have known nothing about. I mean, I've since, put in the work and researched this, but oh my God, like no one tells you about the stock market. No one tells you about 401ks and IRAs and Roth IRAs and backdoor Roth IRAs and all of it, bonds and CDs. Like, and by the way, if you're listening to this and this all sounds foreign, I'm right there with you. Like, I literally feel like I like just discovered all of this within the past couple of years. But investing, and like the thing is that I wish someone would have told me. I always thought that's not for me. Like, I'm not like, and I'm still like this. I'm not going to do anything risky in the stock market. It's just not for me. But you don't have to. Even like literally right now, most of my money is sitting in an account that is not a savings where I'm growing money. The amount of years that my money just sat in a savings account and did nothing. Ooh, also not maxing out my 401k when I had a corporate job. Make sure you're doing this. I'm pretty sure my first year or 2 of work, when I was reporting in Dayton, I was not maxing out my 401k. When I say maxing out, like doing the company match, I forget what it was. Do it. I remember when I got to Cincinnati, I was sitting next to this really, really sweet woman, Nancy. She was like the station secretary, and she gave me this whole spiel on it. We were sitting together, and she like watched and helped me as I upped my 401k contribution, which that's free money. You like, seriously, if there's anything you learn from this, that's free money. Do it. Do it, do it, do it. Oof, this, I'm still guilty. The cycle of buying cheap clothes. I always say I want to be one of those people who just buys, you know, her basics and they're going to last me a lifetime. A lot of like the trendy, cheaper stores, they're just, the clothes are so cute. And then you see a sale and you're like, what? Like, okay, this t-shirt, for example, this was, I think I bought it for $6 at Old Navy. However, great, it's great, it's great. However, it's not gonna last, you know what I mean? So the cycle of buying cheap clothes, if I actually would stick with like, you know, just stick with it, I would actually spend less in the long run, but some of the price tags are just very frightening. And not to mention, it's hard to decipher. Some of the price tags are not worth it. Like, not every piece of expensive clothing is necessarily good. And that's another waste of my money. I have, like, for example, I'm just gonna say it, I don't think aloe is necessarily the best quality. It's so expensive though, and like it's just not worth it to me. It's just not gonna hold up forever, I don't think. Some of the pieces, some of them will, but a lot of them not so much. Ooh, this was rough. Not paying tax estimates. When you work for yourself, I don't get the taxes taken out like I would if I worked in a corporate job. So I'm getting all of the money I deserve and then some. And I have to pay taxes at the end of the year. At least that's what I did for a couple of years. I'm not gonna lie. I did not pay my quarterly estimates. And if you don't pay your quarterly estimates, you get a, what's it called? A fine, a fee, a penalty. That's, words are hard. And I just out of sheer laziness, but also ignorance. Like, I thought I would have to pay extra for an accountant to do it, so I might as well just pay the penalty. No, you literally just go onto irs.gov/ I think it's like payment, and you make your payments. Not purchasing on credit. This is something, and I don't know how much it even would have impacted when we bought our house because Zach had like perfect credit, but I was always someone, I was never in debt, like I never missed payments, but my credit wasn't great because I just wasn't using it. And don't even get me started. Like, this is why I shy away from the financial world. It's a scam. What? I haven't done anything wrong and you're saying my credit isn't perfect? Like, that's insane to me. And I don't want to play your little game, but also like I do want to play your game because I want to make money. But yeah, like that is just so stupid. Anyway, I mean, that's not the point. The point is that I should have used my credit card more. It just like, you just hear of all these stories of credit cards being evil and it frightens me. And I'm like, let me just use my debit card. But obviously credit cards aren't evil. It's I was about to say, I didn't mean to say that. I was about to say credit cards aren't evil. It's the person using them. I didn't mean to say the word evil. Credit cards aren't bad. It's like if you use them in an improper way and you buy things that you can't actually afford. So yeah, I mean, and this is something that I started doing later, especially when we were saving up to buy the house, was just making sure I was purchasing things and then just paying them off right away. And in today's day and age, it's so easy. It's automatic payments on my Chase credit card app. So it's so easy. And that's another mistake I've made. Now I'm like a hawk when it comes to my finances. Like, I literally check my credit card statements and my debit card statements and everything every single day. And I also, it's like fun with like my investments just to see, and it's not fun all the time though, because sometimes things look a little scary in there. But I used to not be like that. And like, honestly, if I were to add up how much money I probably have like lost because of that, it's probably in the thousands. There have been so many times where I'm like, wait, what? Like, why is this extra payment happening? Or I thought I canceled that subscription, this, that. And then I dig into it and I ended up either calling a company who makes it right and it's like, oh man, that's my bad, or it's my fault and I just cancel it. But if you're not like digging into it, whew, yeah. Another mistake I've made is I'm just lazy when it comes to fighting off health insurance companies. It's something you have to do. It's not right, but like literally their default is just making you pay as much money as you possibly can and just being like, yep, here you go. And if you don't fight it, you're not going to get that money. And oftentimes you can fight and win, but it's just such a hassle that I'm like, it's not even worth it. It's ridiculous, but that is, I mean, I remember my birth control, for example, should have been free. And then all of a sudden they started saying I had to pay $50 a month for it. And I knew if I would have fought it, like I probably would have won because my doctor said you need this exact one. It was like super low dose, whatever. But I just was like, I don't have time to fight this. And I ended up paying $50 a month for a really long time. So that was ridiculous. Ooh, not negotiating or knowing my worth. I mean, this is probably the biggest one. To this day, I have never negotiated any job I have held. Like, they tell me the salary and I say, that is awesome. Sounds good, sign me up, perfect. Negotiating, it's like, it just to me is the most awkward thing ever, because what makes it so awkward And I just think you need to be like a really confident person to do it. It's just me being like, I don't even think I'm worth what they're offering me, like, to be honest. And it's never been a lot of money, to be clear. And the most glaring example of this was in college, going back to my early 20s. This guy who was in one of my classes, he had graduated, messaged me and was like, hey, Clancy, I work for, it was like a Catholic Bible company, or like not Bibles. And they wanted to see like if I could find someone who could do a voiceover for this entire, it's not a Bible, what is it? Or it was a Bible. I don't know, like this whole Catholic stories book that was like 500 pages long, okay? And wanted to know if I could do it. And I'm like, thank you for thinking of me, that's awesome. I had to voice over, got like the amount of pages. I would go home each day and just do an hour and then stop and do an hour. And it would take so long because if you know anything about Catholicism, the names are out of this world. Like I couldn't just say it in one take. I was just constantly like, and I can't just like cut in the middle of a sentence. It would sound so bad. So like I had to just redo and redo because the names are just insane. And do you want to know how much I was paid for that? Like if you were to collectively add up the amount of hours, like anyway, $50. Like that's insane. I was literally doing charity work, which charity is great. Ooh, the sun is coming in weird. Charity is great, but like I was already doing other charity in college, okay? I was volunteering at a local school and I didn't need to be. I mean, that sounds bad. I didn't need to be doing more charity, but like seriously, like that was insane. So yeah, like going back, like I would have absolutely been like, no. And like the guy in my class, like, okay, good for him. Like, you know, he's not a bad person, but whoever his boss is, that's insane. That's an insane ask. Like you got away, anyway. I mean, I hope he was happy with the result because it sounded horrible, and that's on him that he decided to hire a college student like that. That was when I literally thought like you had to speak different. Like I used to think when I was reporting, like I had to speak, like I don't even know, like that, seriously, like they don't tell you this in journalism school, but I feel like we all like secretly are trying to like sound weird. And I thought I had to do that for the book. So I was like, the Good Samaritan was da-da-da. Like it was insane. Okay, and then this isn't like really a mistake because what was I gonna do? But like not buying a home when the interest rates were insanely low. I mean, like just missing out on those interest rates is so devastating because it makes such a difference. And just whenever I'm speaking to someone and they somehow sneak into a conversation like, yeah, like we bought in 2020 and my interest rate is like 2%, I just want to kill them. All right, now taking a turn, what I did right in my 20s. First thing, live in cheap apartments. I always knew a nice house was my end goal. Where I live, like, is important to me, but I didn't want to blow my money on apartments. It just felt like, like the end goal is coming. So I always lived in, you know, fine apartments. Don't get me wrong, they were wonderful, but no, they weren't the most luxurious ones. My first one in Dayton was $750 a month. My second one in Cincinnati, I was paying that same price, just splitting it with Zach because their apartment was $1,560 a month. And we could have, I mean, it was tempting when we were touring apartments and we were looking at these luxurious ones downtown. Like we were so close. It was so tempting, but it just didn't feel right. And now I'm super grateful for that. Two, I feel like I've always lived below my means. This also goes along with no lifestyle creep. Lifestyle creep happens when you get a raise, you start making more money, and then you start spending more, and then you get another raise and you spend more, and you're never actually making more money. You're never actually getting more money. Yeah, you're getting more stuff, but who really needs more stuff? So I feel like I've been really good about any extra money, cool, let's put that into savings and not going crazy. Oh, hello. I'm in the middle of filming. I'm doing a video all about my money mistakes. Think of one money mistake you've made. You can think for a second. I need to finish this thought. I've also been good at keeping down the little purchases. I think that this definitely gets people where a coffee a day, that adds up. Or food delivery services. Oh my. When I was postpartum, when we just had Decker, that was the first time that we ever actually really got into the DoorDash game. And I mean, it was insane. You were turning like a $30 dinner, like between the two of us, into like $50 easily when you add in the tip as well. Going back to always be generous with your money. Do not, skimp on the tips. And yeah, it's just like, those little things truly, I think make even more of a difference than the big things. Because the big things, a lot of people, you don't do because you don't necessarily have enough to buy a Porsche, right? But you certainly have enough for each and every day to do like a lot of damage with like the coffees and the food delivery and all of that. In moderation, I think it's great. It's just when it's every day. I have cooked a lot of meals. I think I have saved a lot in that avenue. Did you think?
Did I think?
Are you thinking?
money mistakes.
Yeah. Come here. Scratch.
Getting married.
The wedding.
Behind you.
I feel like we really did budget for the wedding. Like we set a goal and it was somewhat near
Yeah, I
the
mean,
goal.
we didn't we threw a very nice wedding, but we didn't go bananas on all the extras. So, no. Selling my Dogecoin too soon. I could have been rich.
Zach, you know I still get comments on that video. There's a video in which Zach is bragging about having Dogecoin and I'm making fun of him. This was before, I mean, what happened with it? Anyone who has it is now like a millionaire who didn't sell?
No. I mean, it exploded, yeah, but no, I mean, it doesn't mean you had enough to be a millionaire. I would have made like $50,000 or something if I kept it. Yeah, I mean, trust me, it's regret. I mean, I get how Bitcoin works and why it has value, but I do not understand how Dogecoin has value as there are infinite of them, and my mind can't wrap around how anything that's infinite has value. So I sold it. I made like a couple $100. Like
you thought you were rich?
No, I was thrilled that I made money off something that didn't make any sense. Why it has value. Should have held. Clancy's the reason she made me sell. So.
No, I didn't even know anything.
I could have been rich.
Not we.
Yeah, I would have bounced.
Oh my
50K and my big 50K.
Gosh. And then I guess the last big thing that I'm glad I did in my 20s was no fancy crazy car. I don't know what I just feel like cars are just one of those things that can get so out of hand so quickly, whether you have a crazy car payment and for what. It's just, I mean, and this is just because I'm not a big car person, but like I just don't, yeah, I didn't want to do anything crazy with a car. I mean, in one sense, this could be a regret of mine. I randomly bought a brand new Mazda. Like that was not the goal. I thought I was walking into a used car dealership to look at a Honda, and I accidentally stumbled into a brand new Mazda dealership, and one thing led to another. The big thing though was during that time, and I think it's even the case now, maybe not, the difference between this used car that had 30,000 miles on it, that had coffee stains all over the seats, was not that different from a brand new Mazda. So yeah, that's why I did it. But in hindsight, I probably should have done more research. But the big thing is, you know, I didn't do anything crazy. I wasn't getting like a crazy car. I've never been a fan of like, what's it called? A display of wealth, right? I've never been a fan of like holding the Louis Vuitton bag or different like designer things. And my big thing is I don't like look at people who have that stuff. Like I'm never looking at someone who's holding a designer bag and I'm not like, whoa, like look at her. Like I just don't care. I really, good for you if you can afford it, but like also like I hope you can, because if you can't, that's pretty stupid. But anyway, I have to go get my beloved Decker from my parents' house. But let me know if you want this to be a series of just reflecting on things in my 20s, because it kind of just dawned on me like, oh my gosh, the big birthday is coming up in September. Mark your calendars, everyone, September 10th. I think it's fun to sit down and do these types of videos. Let me know if you have any specific topics you want me to cover, but I hope this was of value to you guys. Let me know if you have any money mistakes you have made in your 20s, 30s, whenever it might be. I think it's really, really fun when we can learn from each other, and also it's never that serious. I always try to tell myself that if you have a roof over your head, you are winning, in my opinion. So anyway, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.